your best. Hello, governor.
Hello, Governor.
Keep going.
Now let's talk to Christian over here. Today we'll
I'm not so sure that that's British.
On a podcast I watched called Your Mom's House, it's Tom Segura and his wife.
No way. Never heard of that one. How are we not recording right now?
Okay. They go to drive-thrus and they speak in a British accent and they say like, thanks mommy, thanks jeans, or like, sup jeans, can I get a black coffee, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, of course, that'll be, $2.50. They're like, thanks love, happy birthday.
Big shout out to Tom Segura and his wife.
It's so funny.
I've caught Christian watching this podcast like 15 different times.
He talks about
like
it all.
laying on the couch, like petting the dog, watching a podcast. It's just not my style. I don't know.
It's my entertainment. I don't know.
I don't get it.
There's only a select few shows that I've really gotten into recently, and I just don't watch a whole lot of TV unless it's this podcast.
Okay.
It's podcasts or like I watched Squid Games recently, the newer season. Oh my God, how did he get in?
I think it's another one. I don't know.
The new season of Squid Games. They're going to be coming out with another one, so I'm excited for that. But I don't watch a whole lot of TV.
Huge shout out. I started watching this months ago, and then I stopped, and then I started watching it again last week. The Lincoln Lawyer. Bro, I'm 7 episodes in. It is awesome.
I don't know about The Lincoln Lawyer.
I don't even know what that is.
You would
It's
like
a Netflix
Alice in
show?
Borderland?
Borderland?
Yeah, on Netflix. It's like
Interesting.
Squid Games, but
Okay.
to a different level.
I'll have to check it out. My favorite TV show of all time is probably Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I didn't really get that into that.
I don't think
I'm not
I've ever
knocking
seen
it,
that.
but
Really?
Yeah, but I'm also
It's
a 24-year-old
crazy because-
female, so
Oh, I don't...
all right. Anyway, we were supposed to have Marvin on today, and sad day he's not here. Marvin is starting a new restaurant in Fells Point called Aru Aru. It is a what do they make it? They make not empanadas, pupusas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought I put this on Do Not Disturb. Oh, Heather's
Is
calling
that
me.
Is
She
that,
can wait.
Is that Brandon's friend?
Yes.
Ah.
Papusaria.
The only way that I knew that is Brandon says papusa like every time I see him.
does.
I don't understand what it is. Like it's just a normal word in his vocabulary.
how do you spell that?
Papusa?
Like
Papusa? No. Papusa.
there's got to be an I in there. Maybe that's silent.
Yeah.
Is there?
Well, you have a D.
Papusa. I know.
No, there is no I. Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
papusa. It looks like that.
I don't think I've ever had one.
I don't know if I have either, but apparently his are fantastic. And I know one of the things that his like claim to fame is a Baltimore. So like crab meat, crab dip. Ooh. Yeah. So I was excited to try one, but then he didn't show up tonight.
What are your?
No, I'm kidding. He's very, very busy getting ready for this restaurant to open. I know he's working like 3x to try and do this, working a full-time job, saving money, and then also building out this restaurant.
Where's it gonna
building
be?
out this whole platform. You know where Ikeban is?
Which one?
The one down in Fells Point.
Yeah.
So Ikeban is helping
Is that how
him.
you pronounce it?
Ikeban?
Okay,
Ikeban.
okay.
I think if you were like,
Why can't
Ikeban.
I can't think of where it is in Fells Point.
Do you know where the bakery is?
You know where the weed store is?
Do you know where the weed store
Yeah.
is?
It's like a block or two down from that.
Okay.
A block or two down from Green Labs, I'm pretty sure. On the same
Okay,
street.
okay, yeah, I definitely know where that's at.
So the owners of Ikeban are helping him, and so he's working there full time to make money to pay the bills to get himself ready to open this restaurant, and it's literally a block away. I think it's actually on the same block of the weed store, and
So it's like a block full of these new restaurants. And like, Ekuben is awesome. The first
Yeah.
time I had it was when we went to
that's the first time.
first time at First Thursdays, and your friend ordered like a buffet, like 2 of everything,
my
brought it
God.
back, and we had like a giant Ekuben picnic.
Well, I will give a huge shout out. So first shout out, I'm gonna go and say Jackie was the one that turned me on to Ikeban. So
Jackie Brandy.
yes,
Okay.
Break time, she would run up there and be like, "Oh, what's that?" and try it. Fantastic. 2, our friend Mark Barr always knows the best spots, the best food, the best
He's
whatever.
really
right?
a foodie, man. How does he not have a TV show or something?
He started an Instagram profile like Barnoms. It was really good, talking about a lot of stuff, and then he kind of like fizzled out on it. But I'm going to give a huge shout out to Matt Smythe, because Matt is the type of person that when he's not working, he's always doing something, going somewhere, seeing someone, doing something.
who is that?
he is the guy that came with us to First Thursdays.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And when they do something, they know it's good. Like it's not. They're not following the trend. They're not going because of Instagram. They know from their own experience. And so anytime that Matt is like, oh, I'm going to buy 4 pizzas, I'm like, should I buy 4 pizzas? Like, what are we doing here? What do I not know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he did know, and he went to town on that. But the owner of Ikeban is helping Marvin open this other restaurant,
awesome.
which is why he couldn't be here today. But he will be on soon, and especially with Oriole starting up, he's going to start doing pop-up tents and other things where you guys can go and try it out. But as we were talking about Marvin, we were also talking about farmers markets. And especially as someone that lives right there in Canton, do you ever go to farmers markets?
No, but I want to start.
You should.
I will be this year.
It's so approachable. You just have to wake up and want to go.
My sister and her boyfriend love the Fells Point Farmers Market.
I'm
They always go down there to
dying
get
to go to the
milk
Fells
and
Point
cheese. And
I think the Fells Point Farmers Market is one of the best.
Yeah.
It's not a typical farmers market
not
to
at all.
me. It's more like I don't know. It's kind of like if you go to a festival.
I was gonna say it's almost like just like an event.
Yeah, like when you go to the Ren Fair, right? The Ren Fest, they're the turkey legs, right? Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
But you can also get like a belt made, and you can also get a cool shirt or a souvenir cup. And I feel like the farmers market in Fells Point is more like that. Like if you wanted a really cool artistic painting, you could talk to some guy and say, "Hey, I live on Rose Street, and like, can you paint my house?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, I can have it done for you next week."
It kind of sounds like a mini Fells Fun Fest.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same vendors, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just not as corporate-y. No
Right.
cotton candy, no
Right.
like lemonade. Well, there's lemonades now.
I was gonna
but it's a little bit more like Etsy meets Farmers Market meets Fells Point Fun Fest.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
I'm
think
going
that's
to
why
That's a great way
it
to put
drives
it.
so many people. But it's really cool because you can get some things that like otherwise you wouldn't find in the city.
Have you been to the one underneath the bridge on 83?
That's the one that I go to all the time.
Really?
Well, I mean, if I've been to 10 farmers markets in my life,
gonna
okay,
say
I've
all
been
the
to the under the
I've
83,
been to, like,
5 of
2.
them, right?
Really?
Like,
I've probably been to, I don't know.
well,
5 to
the thing
8.
about the one under 83 is that's the one that my brother likes.
It's massive.
Yeah, I've heard it's huge.
Unbelievable.
Like it takes up that entire like parking lot
Mm-hmm.
underneath of it, and you have anything from like food vendors to people again bringing their own vegetables and fruit that they've grown and meats from all over Baltimore County, even outside of Baltimore County, to come and sell their product. You get like donut shops. When I went, might have been a year and a half ago, there was this person who pulled up her like hippie bus almost and sold like some of her vintage like finds and things she's been collecting. And I found a really cool like we'll call it like Chinese like mug, if you will, like
Interesting.
Asian inspired mug. It was awesome. I love that thing. But you can get like so many different things there. Like even custom artists will come up and just put up their canvases.
I feel like at the under 83 farmers market, all of that is like a little bit more subsided because the food vendors are so big.
They're
so
huge.
big. Like there are full box trucks that back in with corn.
I mean, it would take
and
up like
sweet
this
potato
entire
and-
room here,
Yeah,
like
for one vendor. Yeah,
and probably even more. Like
And-
the tables go down quite a bit.
And the reason that we've always gone, so my brother would do this thing where he's like, oh, I want to do dinner, or I want to do like Mother's Day, for example. We'll do like Mother's Day and we'll cook lunch. Instead of doing like an early morning breakfast, we'll cook lunch. And so my brother and I would come and he would be like, oh, that's the cheese vendor and I want to get some really unique cheeses. And you can get really fun and different stuff that while, yes, you can go to Wegmans and get it, it's a whole different vibe.
You know what I want to bring up actually? Because
I don't.
the first time I went was when we did the Thanksgiving like meal prep, Richardson Farms. Have you ever been there? It's out in, was that Essex?
Oh,
Essex?
yeah. I mean, that's like a farm store.
No. I understand, but like for something like you can go and experience like that and have such unique like foods or sauces or dressings or even peanut butter, like all this kind of stuff is made in house there. And it is bomb as fuck. There's a jalapeno like cream cheese dip or jalapeno ranch dip that you can use for like chips, crackers, veggies. And then the other thing that I got when we were there raiding the store afterwards was this honey roasted peanut butter.
Oh, really?
It was crack.
They make that.
What was
peanut
the
butter
other thing that
there.
I put us on? It was the the damn chips or whatever, the bread chips that were cooked.
Oh, yeah.
What are this called? I can't think of them.
I mean, they're like garlic chips. They're garlic crisps or whatever.
Yeah.
Pita chips?
Basically,
it wasn't pita, but
what they do is they make loaf bread, like a baguette style.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the baguette style is like, a day from going expired, they take it off the shelf. They slice it into like, I don't know, 75 little teeny tiny, like very thin slices. And then they coat it with garlic and Parmesan and other things. And then they roast it, put it back in the bag, relabel it, and then sell it. But I would argue it's better.
Yeah, the one we had last time was so good.
So like something that's interesting, it just popped into my brain, but if a farmer's market has its readily available opportunities, does that solve a opportunity for people to get fresh produce, fresh foods and vegetables into different neighborhoods that might otherwise not have that in the city?
What do you mean what was the first part of that question? You said if farmers market
if they have the opportunity to buy like fresh fruits, fresh
like
vegetables, like if people have that opportunity through a farmer's market, does that solve or could that support? Because one of the things I hear a lot, and that I'm like very anti-buzzword, right? So I hear a lot of people talking about like food desert, food desert, food desert. And yesterday in Edgewood, I saw some guy walking home pulling a cart full of groceries. And
I think it's what you make of it. Like, is there a food desert out there?
There are. That's not even a question.
There is.
I don't like the word.
Well, but I also think like to go to something like a farmer's market, you can choose to do that because it's a unique experience. You want to support like the people that go to that.
Support
like,
locally.
it's grown. Yeah. Like grown locally. The meat is local. Whatever you get is most likely within this county area.
Yeah.
Right. This is where you go to Harris Teeter or anything else. Maybe it's from outside of that. So
I think that's a different perspective. Yeah.
It is. But I also think, again, it's like what you make of it. Is that even something you're into? Is it like your thing? Because there's people who are about farmers markets and there's people who are just like, I'll just go to the grocery store. Well, and I'm somewhere like, I'm not about farmers markets. I think they're great. I'll go. I think they're fun. They have great food and produce and fruits and everything like that. But I also find convenience from going to the store. I don't know if that's what you're really getting into.
The curiosity that like perked my brain was, hey, if we can, we have a list of 8 right here, right? So like 8 different farmers markets around Baltimore that are on different days of the week, even during the weekday. So like on Wednesdays, there's a farmer's market somewhere in Midtown, 34th Street, something like that. But if we have 8 different farmers markets, what if we could easily make that 16? Would that be a supportive system to help provide vegetables, foods, other products other than like fast food, chips, simple, grab and go grocery items to areas that can't currently offer that? I almost wonder if this should be like an initiative that we start to push.
I want to say yes, obviously. The more that you have, I think the more exposure and opportunity people have to obtain those things, but also look at it from a practical standpoint of like, where do you put these other 16 or 8? Where, like, what hours do they operate?
Yeah.
I
can think of areas in West Baltimore, for example, where I can't think of the roadway, the thruway, but I think it's Route 40, right? Going out West Baltimore. And then there are bridges that go over Route 40. I imagine, like, what if you could have those bridges shut down for Saturday morning to provide an opportunity for people to come out and buy, viable, affordable produce? Maybe it's something we should put up.
No, I think you have a point, but again, looking at it from the practicality, I think there's a lot more that goes involved. Into that.
100%.
Like it wouldn't be something that's like, all right, we have this farmer's market, good, right? Like, when is it going to happen? Who are we going to have there? How many people? Like, what support can we get from the city?
I think that's
to
the
help run this thing, because people can't just throw a pop-up farmer's market, expect it to be successful, organized, let alone like. Well, I don't want to use the term safe, but like, like people are protected. You're in a good environment. You want to have a community feel to it. Yeah. And like, I don't know.
Well, and like you're in Canton, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't go to the Fells Point Farmers Market on a regular basis. You've never been, right? Mm-hmm. How much do you think that impacts your neighborhood in Canton? I don't think it's a huge impact value, but I know people that have said in their search, even going as far north as like Hamilton area. Oh, we want to be in Baltimore because we like going to the farmers market.
That's another thing though, because a lot of these farmers markets are like, I think, relationship built.
Right.
So like you could have as many as you want, but if the relationship and people aren't there to support, what good is it, right? So like I think the farmers market can only be as good as the people who are running it or a part of it.
Are there farmers markets like in Southern Maryland where you're from? Are there farmers markets in?
Yeah, there was the one in Chesapeake Beach.
That's huge.
Really?
But that was about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the closest one to us.
Chesapeake
Yeah.
Beach has that. Like,
It takes on like
that vibe.
It takes on like most of the boardwalk and the road
they
that's
close
down
off
there.
the
Is
boardwalk.
it during the summer only?
I would say warmer months, yeah.
And
But I think
that,
I think it's on like an odd day. I think it's like Fridays or something. I don't think it's weekends.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
vacation season.
Well, yeah,
right?
but no
So,
one
like-
like vacations to Chesapeake Beach.
It's Chesapeake Beach.
I mean,
I'm not saying they don't, but you'd be surprised at the amount of people. Like we do a lot with military that come to town. They're like, "Oh, what's this town like?" I'm like, honestly, it's like a lot of primary residents.
interesting.
Like, if I put a percentage to it, and I could be completely wrong, but I would say like over 75% primary residents for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Or
agree.
like renting, but that's like this is where you live and
But
stay
like
all the
your
time.
I
primary
can't even think
resident.
about a farmer's market in Severn, a farmer's market in Owings Mills, a farmer's market. Like I don't even know if there's a farmer's market in Lutherville. I'm sure there is.
Another
There
one.
definitely
There,
are.
there was another one that I went to with my grandfather down in like Mechanicsville, like St. Mary's County growing up. There's a really, really big one out there. But when you go that far down, like that far south, there's a huge population of Amish people. So it's a very like heavily Amish run farmers
shit.
market.
There's a Baltimore County farmer's market every Wednesday, June through October at the fairgrounds.
Oh, at like
That's interesting.
the Timonium Fairgrounds?
Yeah.
I feel like I did know that.
I mean,
Never
I
been
think
there.
the challenge
Is
is
the
like
fairgrounds
that's
where the
during
track
my
is?
work day. Yeah.
Okay.
Where Nick's is, where the track is, where, I mean, they're also making a ton of improvements to the fairgrounds. They knocked down some of the buildings. If you could think like on the York Road side where you would pull into park, do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? There were buildings there along the track in between the parking lot and the track. And I don't know what those buildings were for, but recently I saw that they had demolished them. I imagine they're going to be rebuilding. But it's just interesting. I don't think about a farmer's market because I think of my immediate answer is like yours, convenience.
Yeah,
Right?
convenience, but yeah.
Now, contrary farmer's market, what about those organizations that do the secondhand goods, like the when a carrot is like, and they're like, oh, we can't sell it, so we put it into this like.
I wouldn't know a company like that.
Are you thinking of like Aldi?
No,
They kind of do a little bit like that, like Overstock.
I can't think of what it's called, but like I know one of my clients lives out in Sykesville, and his neighbor across the street runs a business where they will do either door delivery or you come to them and pick up, and you get like a crate. And every week you get a crate, and in your crate might be like 1 apple, 2 oranges.
Oh, are you talking about like those food delivery like subscription things? Are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's like specifically from this particular farm where they can't sell these things because of their shape or their size or their color or their
I've actually never experienced it.
like
I didn't know that was a
imperfect
thing.
produce.
Me neither.
It's an interesting product, but you get the cool thing about it for me is that if someone delivered me an acorn squash, I go, "Ooh, an acorn squash, that's fun."
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think to go to the grocery store after my busy day.
I think it's
to
the
like,
same thing. Like I went to Braglio Farms with Sam sometime last year.
Yeah.
Like September, October, November, something like that. And they sell steaks, right? I think it's the same thing. Do you go to Braglio Farms just to get your steak? Do you go to the farmer's market just to get your produce and all these other things? And I'm not knocking any product that these people make, but again, I think there's a portion of convenience, but also like it is very relationship driven, right? Because Sam knows the person that works there, has a relationship with them. She introduced me to that and to them, and I bought a couple of steaks there, and they were pretty good. And maybe I'll go back. Right now, it's just not something that I can do.
But like, have you been to Richardson Farms?
No.
Do you know where it is?
No.
It's close. You live the closest of all of us.
Really? I've never heard of it.
It's not particularly close, but it's close enough that you live the closest.
How close is it then?
From your house, probably
15, 20?
I was gonna say 20 at most.
Yeah, 20. Do you know where IKEA is?
Yeah.
How far is IKEA from you?
I'd say 25, 30. Yeah, IKEA.
How slow you drive?
Yo, grandma over here.
No, like I'd say 20.
Driving.
Maybe.
It takes me like 10 minutes to get out of Canton. Okay.
Yeah, but like I'll give it to you. Maybe. But I would never go to Richardson Farms ever. It's just not my thing. Like for me, it's like go to the grocery store, pick up the things that you need, grab the stuff, get back home, do what you need to do. Because I'm also like go.
Yeah.
But I love Richardson Farms.
You know, now that I'm like thinking about it, I think it does like circle back to like the community.
I think
right?
it does.
Because if you live there, I feel like you would go there more often. So then now that type of business is supported by the people who are around there locally.
Yeah.
So if you apply that to the farmer's market, then maybe, you could really get some traction with a couple others.
In doing this podcast, had like a thought in my brain. Like we talk a lot about food deserts, right? And so, okay, that's a real thing, and I'm not minimizing it, and I'm not saying that it's not a thing. It absolutely is a real thing, and it's something that we need to resolve.
I've never even thought about like a food desert here in Baltimore.
Me neither.
Bro.
And when you say that, do you mean just like no like grocery stores or no like access to?
It's a combination, and don't quote me. Like if you guys know, please give us feedback. But some of the things that it means to me is that not only that there's no grocery store, there's no access, or there's no easy access to a grocery store, but perhaps the store that you do have access to is like loaded up with Twinkies and Ho-Hos and this stuff rather than carrots and fruits and vegetables, because the store can stock perishable items, or the store can stock, I'm not going to call them non-perishable, but like how long is an oatmeal cream pie good for? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I can stock this stuff like a gas station for months and months and months, or I can stock corn, but it's going to go bad in a week,
Yeah.
And I think it's a combination of all the different pieces of the puzzle. And now I'm simply wondering, like, why fight for major generational change where we're going to we're going to bring a Kroger, which by the way, Kroger doesn't exist here, right? Like we're going to bring a Kroger and put it down in this neighborhood, whether it's the Middle East or the West or whatever area you want to target. Why would you do that when we have these literally like roaming farmers markets? Why not just try,
Do like a farmers market tour.
I almost wonder what would happen if you could create an opportunity for people to come from like certain neighborhoods to different farmers markets. What if you put that together?
Mykala made a great point. Like imagine it was set up like trolley tour, because every trolley tour is at a different location.
Yeah.
You attract different people. You can, essentially showcase your products or your produce, or if it, again, farmers market, anything that you want to bring, your art, what have you, right? And they can kind of bounce around from town to town or parts of the city every other weekend or every weekend, however often this happens.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think you'll get a lot more like not just community involvement, but like city involvement.
You can see what the community's like. Yeah.
Well, and I think that the community needs it, right? As we talk about like what's going on, our city council, our mayor, like all this development, this enhancement, trying to drive community build, you can't start by saying, we need big business to come in and spend money. Like that's never going to work, right? Yeah. In the end of the day, you need the people that live here to understand and live and breathe it, right? So if it's sweeping the streets, right, you can start sweeping the streets, but in the end of the day, if you don't get people that care, they're still going to throw their trash. If you start sweeping the streets once every week, then you can create an opportunity for it to become once every 2 weeks or once every month or once every whatever to generate change. But you can't just like come in and be like, stop throwing your trash and spend money on like signage and trash cans and whatever. Because in the end of the day, people just won't change. If you give them the opportunity, I think that they at least can see that change. And maybe if we could start a farmer's market in the West Side, it'd be a good thing.
Frank Oliver Farmers Market.
Oh my gosh. I like that idea.
I love it. It's just a matter of how. And like Christian said, it's like cultish. I mean, really, truly, our clients, Alex and Nat, started a flower company, right? Like literally, they do boutique flowers. They do flowers for your home, flowers for your wedding, flowers for events. They did flowers at Christmas time. They were selling, what is that? Mistletoe, right? Like it was so cute and it was so valuable. And they started because they have a love and appreciation for the Fells Point Farmers Market. Yeah. And it's like, we need more of that.
Yeah.
It's that community that you can
Where do
create.
they live?
They're now in Annesley. So Towson proper, but not Rogers Forge, not Stoneleigh, but Annesley.
Yeah, okay.
And they still do the flowers. They still do pop-up shops. They still do custom for weddings. They even deliver, which is a huge value if you guys don't already know. Yeah, I love it. Oh my God. Alex, our engagement or our wedding anniversary is next weekend. Can you? And she's like, I'll have them delivered to you. And like, because I love her, I'm like, hey, here's the code to get in our house. And she puts them on the counter.
That's awesome.
It's fantastic. She's done it for me maybe like 4 times now.
Wow.
Like Valentine's Day, wedding anniversary, Amanda's birthday. And it's just so easy, but she has a real passion for it. It's not like she's just trying to make a buck. She's trying to make a buck and develop something and be a part of something.
Should have got her on here.
She should be on here.
Next
I'm
week?
texting her right now.
Yeah, right.
Next week, we already have a guest for next week.
Okay, the week after.
The
then.
week after.
Yeah.
Where's your guest?
Who I told you I had a guest, but I can't remember their name now. But I told you I had one. It was a really good
dead.
idea, and you were like, "Oh yeah, that would be a good one."
Can you be on the podcast soon? Love it. Boom, roasted. So if you could make a product, or if you could create a product, or if you could sell something farmers market style, right? So we're not talking about like technology. What would you make? What would you sell? What would you choose?
Flowers.
Flowers?
Yeah.
I've never seen you make
Absolutely.
flowers. I've never even seen you feed the flowers in the office.
Well, we have
Honestly-
a person for that, so I don't have to.
That's true. That's the papusa guy.
The
Talks to
papusa.
Brandon, shout out. What would I make? I don't know. Okay. Couple things.
Okay.
I love peaches. And I feel
Really?
like I
Peach
love
farm?
peaches.
I mean, I've seen you eat peaches.
like my favorite fruit next to kiwi. The one thing, the kiwi, I just don't like the fucking fuzzies and shit on the outside.
I
So you
don't
have to
like
get
that.
that
That freaks
off.
me
You got to
out.
cut them
I
out.
just eat it.
Yeah,
Ew.
that's
You're
disgusting.
mental.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's a little
it's actually
criminal
Nah.
Criminal.
Are the vitamins?
in the fuzzies. So peaches would be like something I'd love to sell. And then
Has
honestly,
a higher concentration of nutrients, including vitamin E and folate and fiber.
you know
Boom.
what? That just means
Bang.
Okay, if you're eating and biting into a kiwi like that, criminal.
Yeah, I don't.
Every
I don't-
time.
Electric chair.
Every time. Every time. That's how I eat it. It also, like, it's cleaner, it's easier, it's faster. I'm like, zim, zam, zoom, I'm out.
It would be that, and I'd also have like my own. You're gonna laugh and you're like, oh, of course.
Of course.
Jam band?
It would be
Records.
like, well, okay, that could be a part of it. I didn't think about that, but like all my tie dye shirts, like run like that person's like not a hippie bus, but like she sells her vintage.
You would
stuff,
like make tie-dye shirts.
not make them
on site.
It would be like the Grateful Dead lot, but under the 83 Bridge in Baltimore.
You should make them
you'd
on
have-
site.
you'd have-
I honestly think if you did that, make them on site, you'd sell a ton.
We'll have them
A ton.
design
Hey,
it.
yeah, like you could do it with me. I'll hang it here, and then you come back and pick it up.
Pick it up before you leave.
That's
Boom.
so vibe.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That would be
Yeah.
a fun kids activity.
That'd be cool.
I'm about that. It's not for me, but I think that's a great.
But it would be like unique, like it would stand out. Like
What would be your thing?
I already said flowers.
Yeah, but like, come on.
No, I would. I
mean,
like
come on.
like little bouquets of flowers. Like it make a little mason jar thing. You know, remember how Universal Title team night? That
Do you
I wasn't
remember
there?
how you weren't there?
Yeah, I just said I wasn't
Did
there.
you see mine?
But
Mine was like
Christian
Mine was
did do a
fire.
nice
they were
job.
cute.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
That would be your
I think
thing?
that's adorable.
I think if I had to pick a thing, like, so all I'm doing is selling it, right? I don't have to like make it.
Okay, no.
All right, no.
No. That is not
I'm
how
not
this
trying
works.
to like churn the cheese.
You
I
just
just want
got
to sell
on Christian
cheese. I
and
love
how
cheese.
he has to make tie-dye shirts.
No,
and
I'm
my
saying, like,
flower bouquet.
We can make
What
the
would you
cheese
make?
while we're there. I just like cheese. I want to sell cheese.
Cheese.
That would be my thing.
You can make butter, like churn butter while you're there.
I
I think that's a huge one that people do, like quite a bit at farmers.
Yeah,
oh,
I did.
absolutely.
Yeah. Have you ever churned butter?
No, but
It
that's
looks. I've seen some videos. It looks kind of weird.
It's actually remarkably easy,
But
and
looks
especially
weird.
if you have a kitchen, it just,
Yeah, but it's a little strange.
I mean, to each their own, I guess. But
KitchenAid
I just
isn't
can't
the
imagine
same
like
as
what else would I
churning.
want to serve? Like what else would I want to sell? I don't know.
You'd be that guy selling fucking sparkling water at a goddamn farmer's market.
I don't think there's anything that I care enough about that I'm like, oh my God, this would be my thing. If you put me at the coffee spot, you put me at the, steaks or, yeah, I could do all of it. But I don't know that there's like one thing. I love your idea of tie-dye though.
You're the guy with the clipboard making sure everyone's set up good, like walking
Yeah.
around.
Sure,
You got the
For
walkie-talkie,
sure.
and then
6
you
a.m.
go by.
get started,
You go by
yeah.
the little hipster donut stand. You're like, yoink, and then
How?
you go eat one.
This is really
And
funny.
then all the
This
customers
is
are there. And
really
they're just
funny.
Like, what the fuck? You just cut in
So-
front and like.
You're like, yeah, I'm allowed. I have a clipboard.
when we worked Preakness years ago, John, myself, a couple other people worked Preakness. We ran like the infield, and what we did was we set up the bars. So we set up all the bars all around the infield, right? And then our job the day of was, of course, like get the ice out, get the water out, make sure everybody has everything they need, even like little things like register tape and like power and everything. So then come 9, 10, 11 o'clock, like everybody's set up. We start at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So by that time, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
There's really not much to do. And then it gets busy and then it gets crazy, right? But in the morning, you're like, hey, pretzel man. And they're like, hey, bar guy. You're like, can I get a pretzel? And they're like, can I get a beer? And you're like, sure.
Do some trades.
Let's go. Bro, so much. That was the trade and barter system was so big.
I've never been to Preakness.
Oh, I don't know that you would like it, to be honest with you.
I don't think I would either.
You wouldn't like it at all.
I think it's like...
get there, step into the crowd, and say, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
It's also... It doesn't help me that it's hot as sin.
Yeah, no.
Like-
That's what makes it so awful.
If it was at nighttime, I'd be about it. But like
What time of year is it? Is it like middle of summer typically?
end of May.
And it's hot.
End of May. So it's like right at that point where the spring is getting like super hot
Yeah.
and muggy.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid it rained that day or the day before. Oh my God. It's like the heat rises and there's all these people that are sweaty and like drunk but it's a lot of fun,
It's so much fun.
but it's just a different, that's a whole
I feel like I
different
don't have
vibe.
any clothes that would be appropriate.
have
Yeah,
to
you
wear,
would
like,
have to get like a
Preakness
seersucker suit. You would wear your blue pinstripe suit.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like I couldn't do all those activities you're talking about in the...
No, you would have to go to the corporate side in the tent with the
you would have to pay for a
yippies.
ticket. You wouldn't pay for the Preakness like
Okay.
in the middle.
Act like
Yeah,
I'm betting on some horses, but really I'm just... Got my fancy suit on.
Yeah, just
here to
bring your
watch.
monocle and your pocket watch. You'll fit right in.
Okay.
It's there's two sides of Preakness, but yes, you are correct. That was me. First year I was a bar back. Second year I bartended, and then after then I was the guy with the clipboard. The whole
Hey,
time.
look at that. Comes full
Working his
circle.
way up.
Yeah, for years. For years.
He sees a clip of... Oh, that's me. I can do that.
Me.
I remember those days.
Now I really want to start like a tie-dye festivals. You know, how much do you think you could sell a tie-dye t-shirt for?
I think
Like a make-your-own
So
tie-dye.
am I just doing tie-dye or can I like put a print on it, like a screen print?
Well, wouldn't you just be selling screen-printed shirts that you then tie-dye?
Yeah, probably.
Are you screen printing at the thing?
No,
seems
probably
a lot
not,
of
because
work.
that would be you can't. There's no way you could get a mobile screen printing machine like that. I mean, you probably
probably
could.
could. It'd be a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably tie dyeing there. How much could I sell if I screen print on them as well? Probably, I mean, $30.
30
Probably
bucks.
more, depending on how cool
I was gonna
like
say
your
45.
Like, well, if it's like
Yeah,
cool like
depending.
streetwear shit, which I could certainly come up
So
with.
basically what you're saying is you would be a t-shirt dispensary. That would be your pop-up tent,
Yeah.
right?
There-
And then it would be like an additional value that people could tie-dye their own shirt for a premium.
To give you an
Ooh, I like
yeah,
that.
to give you an idea, Online Ceramics is a company that goes onto the Grateful Dead lot and makes
Okay.
shirts.
That's what I was thinking.
You can buy them at their lot, not tie-dyed or tie-dyed, and they make so many different ones for the tour. So they made some for the Sphere because Dead and Company's going back.
I thought Dead and Company was done touring.
They're not touring. There's a residency.
Oh, now
so
they're not touring.
I want to go, but tickets are fucking dick ton of money. Let's see it large.
Is that the one
so
we looked up?
$65.
Yeah, like to me, I would think that
Right,
if
and
you're
then that's the
selling a
back.
screen printed shirt, you're selling like a proprietary shirt, you're probably selling it for between 30, I think a discount price would be $29, right? Like 30 something to 50 something, and then you would be selling like a premium to tie dye your own.
Well, this is
Yeah.
like Online Ceramics, to give you an idea. They're like the Gucci or LV of like
No,
the
I'm
Grateful
saying
Dead
for
lot.
you, right?
Well, no, I understand, but like these people can charge a premium. They make the best fucking t-shirts on the lot. People love their shit, and it's really
Yeah, but
cool.
We have to get you a cult following.
That's true. I mean,
So like if you were to do it,
I'm
I think you should do it.
under the
I think
bridge
it's a really
downtown,
good
dude.
idea.
Make a
Under the
little
bridge
Chili Pepper shirt.
downtown, small pop-up tent, not even a big deal, with like a tie-dye your own, right? Make your own. And it could start with like a white t-shirt and it would cost...
I mean, I
don't
also
know.
got like the fit for the guy that's like doing the tie dye and just
Right.
like real chill.
Yeah.
Right.
The
You have
cargo
the vibe
pants,
for
yeah.
it.
I think
I could also
you
be
would
like
have
an
to
audio
sell,
engineer
you know,
at times, like
45 shirts to make money.
I don't think you'd have to sell that many.
I don't think
either.
that many either.
I think you should look into it. Could be a vibe. Could be a weekend
Side
warrior
hustle?
project. Yeah.
I'm about it.
Then you'd have to get somebody to man the booth when you go away to the Sphere
Ooh,
to
I'll
see.
help.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And
bet.
flowers.
Sounds fun.
We're on to something.
I'll throw in my flowers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, if you were going to go to one of these that you haven't been to before, which one would you go to?
On the list.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can pull up
I
the
think I
list
would do
here.
Fells Point just because I've never been there and it's so
I
close
find
to my
that crazy
house.
that you've never been.
I also
I
find
also
that
find it
crazy.
very crazy that I've never been.
Let me pull up.
I never really thought about it.
The first one that I went to, and it sounds interesting. I haven't looked at the rest of them. Charles Village Farmers Market. I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Baltimore Museum of History or of Industry.
I also was looking at that one.
It's along the waterfront. Maybe that.
I think I would choose the Druid Hill.
Waverly. Wow.
Right? So at the Botanical Gardens, Wednesday nights, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., June through September. It's more like a First Thursdays, right? Like music, yoga, kid-friendly activities, Wednesday nights, local honey, flowers, like all the things that...
Wait, which one?
The Druid Hill.
I changed my mind. I would go to that one because it's at the conservatory. Yeah.
I think
here it
that's the thing for me about a farmer's market. I don't like going to a farmer's market to like go and buy shit. But I love going to see things and experience things, and like the fresh air that comes in off the water on a Saturday morning, especially if you just went out the night before down in Fells Point, is so peaceful. It's something about it, just walking around.
I'm trying to look up like pictures of how they set it up because I've never been to this conservatory before. But if they have a farmer's market there,
I think it's on the
probably
the lawn.
I mean, even so, it's a fucking vibe of a spot.
Yeah, that's my one.
All right,
I think
I'm
I would
about
pick
it.
that one too.
All right. Well, I guess we're all on the same boat now.
Jeez.
Look at that.
Well, I think whether you're new to Baltimore or visiting the city for many, many times, whether you live in the city and you've never been to a farmer's market, or you're thinking about
advantage
moving
of your
to the
city
area,
life.
I need
you should
to. I
really
don't.
use this as an opportunity to get introduced to the city, especially in Fells Point, because you could go in and out of shops and restaurants and farmers market at the same time. It's such a great way to experience the city. We would love to show you around, help you find anything. Anytime you need anything, you can always reach out to me on our website at frankoliverco.com, or you can reach me on Instagram at michael.frank_____.
Any other underscores?
No,
No?
unfortunately.
Cool. You can find me on Instagram at Christian the Deadhead, and then you can also follow our podcast page. I think it's at the Baltimorons or the.Baltimorons. Look at that. I don't even know. The underscore Baltimorons
there
on
you
Instagram. So, Mykala, how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, realtor.mykala.
Love
Gang.
it. We'll catch up with you guys real soon.
Later.